care on. Can you hear me? You're safe now. Let me show you the final chapter in Sajja's journey. It's important that you understand what happened back then. That you understand me. 2 days after the flying fortress had left Draconia, we finally reached the battlefield, or as the clerics preferred to call it, the vestibule of the Nether Hells.
Oh, so this is where they took you. I've been looking for you for days. Another hit. I better hurry. No, it's totally blunt. Pretty much useless. I need something better. I could push it, but where? Why would I push the rack over there? It's firmly locked. A blunt, heavy mace. The cabinet is too sturdy to break with the mace. Doesn't work. I need more weight to pry open the cabinet. A long iron lance, better suited for stabbing than for hitting. If I want to fight, I'll need a shield as well. It's hanging too high. The gap is too wide to jump, and the wall is too high to climb. The vine is too short. It won't take me all the way to the top. The vine is too short. It won't take me all the way. The gap is too wide to jump, and the wall is too high. I'll tie one end to the weapons rack. I'll tie one end to the weapons rack. And I'll fasten the other end to the cabinet. I could push it, but where? The weight of the rack might be able to yank open the cabinet, but I only have one chance. I have to make sure the rack is as heavy as I can make it. Now that's just uninspired. This makes no sense without a sword. I could push it, but where? The weight of the rack might be able to yank open the cabinet, but I only have one chance. I have to make sure the rack is as heavy as I can make it. It's behind thick glass. It's behind thick glass. No, if the floating stone is damaged any further, we'll crash to the ground. The floating crystals hold the various parts of the fortress up in the air. One of the enemy's missiles weakened it. We're now hovering a bit lower than the bridge to the main fortress. We're directly above the Gorian desert. The battle is in full swing. All I need now is a suitable weapon. No, it's totally blunt. I need something better. I can't get the blade around the corner to cut through the loops. No. I should forget trying to hit anything with this. None of the weapons are long enough to reach from here. I could push it. No, it's totally blunt. Pretty much useless. I need something better. It's not intended to fit, but it works. I can't cut down the shield with this. A strange construction, but perhaps I can use it to reach places that were inaccessible before. It's heavier than it looks. It's heavier than it looks. The shield isn't big enough to use for a bridge. The mace is now longer than the longsword. The glass is too thick. I can't swing the halberd well enough. A glass case with a sword. It looks very, very powerful. I'll take the thing apart first. It looks very powerful and very, very heavy. I could push it, but where? The weight of the rack might be able to yank open the cabinet, but I only have one chance. I have to make sure the rack is as heavy as I can make it. I could push it, but where?
Charizard! At last! Where have you been?
There's no time to explain. We're in the middle of the war and Kasim is about to take over the fortress. The clerics are trying to keep him out of the flotation chamber. But who knows how long they'll be able to.
A flotation chamber, Princess?
It's the heart of the flying fortress. It keeps us all in the air. Kasim believes that if he alters one of the floating crystals the way the researcher changed my ruby, he can read all of the memories from the mask, and thus all the spells of the Djinn of Time.
A complicated plan for a simple-minded soul. But you'll stop him, won't you?
You can count on it. The impact made the armory lose some height. I can no longer reach the passage. That probably isn't magical enough. The spell only works on living beings. Awaken the floating crystal! Thanks.
You're welcome, Princess.
The flotation chamber is the core of the fortress. It keeps the whole building afloat. If Kasim gets the main crystal under his control, he'll have more power than ever before.
Amazing what you can do with a handful of stones.
We're almost there.
Looks like we've come too late. Looks like we've come too late.
Kasim did this. That swine.
My spell only works on plants and small animals, Charizard.
Princess.
Ariakos, are you all right?
You've come too late. He has almost succeeded.
Do you still have my dagger?
It's hanging on my belt. We tried to bless it, but it was as if the gods refused to do it. As if they had turned their backs on you.
So it's come to this. Now even the gods punish me with their contempt. Then all that's left to me is my magic.
Princess?
What?
I'm afraid that the combined presence of the prince and the crystals makes it difficult for me to perform any sort of magic. You'll have to touch him if you want to enchant him.
First the gods and now this? Then that's how it'll have to be.
You can't, in all seriousness, intend to go into battle armed only with a dagger.
As if it had ever been any other way. They're all dead. Kasim killed them. He's still carrying his scepter. He's got nothing left except his belt. They're all dead. Kasim killed them. Even though I might not kill him with this, at least I'll disfigure him. He's got a quill. Not a great substitute for a sword, but what choice do I have?
Give up. He's much too strong for you.
No, I'll fight him with everything I can lay my hands on. He has humiliated me long enough. It's locked. No, that's not it.
Disturb me.
Who do you think?
Sаджа! You're alive!
You can't get rid of me that easily.
Oh, girl, leave me in peace. Ow! Who do you think you are? This ends now. Watch, Sаджа, as I subjugate this chamber to my will forever.
Princess, I have something else for you. You can't overcome him as long as he has that magic shield around him. Its power is fed by the main crystal and the 5 small floating crystals in the towers.
What if I switched off the crystals?
Then he'll become weaker, and his shield smaller. Take this key for the left floating tower. But hurry! He's becoming more powerful by the minute.
Thank you. Ariakos' key to the floating. It's a map of the towers. We're in the lower chamber of the left tower. I'll show you all. I will heal the land that you have forsaken. The goddess of healing, Perina, even she has abandoned me. That only works with magic artifact. That only works. Nothing happened. A suit of armor next to a goddess. This place is both a fortress and a temple. It's not a real suit of armor, just a replica.
You shouldn't get too close to them. My spell only works on plants and small animals, Sherazad.
Kasim stretched his arms all the way to here.
I drained the stone's power. The tower must have sunk a bit in the process. Go outside and have a look.
There's a suit of armor in every room. The weapon is firmly attached to the armor. I guess I'll have to make do with what I've got. The goddess of honorable battle, Rondra. I wonder what became of the young Amazon. I'll show you all. I will fight like no human has ever fought before. None of these suits of armor are real. No, that's not it. That'll never. What happened to the exit?
When you extinguished the crystal above, the tower came down a level. The exit is now closed off. If you want to leave, you'll have to awaken the power again. You should... touch it again, and I'll return its power. The tower is up again. Touch it, and I'll deprive it of its power, Shahrazad.
We're in the upper chamber of the middle tower.
It's almost empty, but the arms are more or less keeping it alive. It's basically on the verge of falling apart completely.
I'll show you all. If the demons win because of your malevolence, then the realm of the bright and beautiful will fall apart forever too. Herzinda, the goddess of science and arts. I can do without her blessing anyway. Why are you just standing here? Go outside and fight. Travia. Even the goddess of hospitality has betrayed me. I'll show you all. I will unite the army under a new star of hope. First they tunneled through the center of the room and then grew all over it, like a bridge. First they tunneled and then grew all over. They grow back together in an instant. I can't get close enough. Kasim's arms are disgustingly agitated. They grow back together.
tower is down again. The tower.
We're in the lower chamber of the left tower.
The tower is down again.
Now that's just uninspired. No, that won't get me any... Now it's awake again and up.
The tower is up again. The tower is down again.
Let's see what happens if I tie the crystal on here. The belt yanked the crystal off the pedestal. It'll stay down here now.
The tower is up again. You shouldn't get too close to them.
I can't get close enough. Kasim's arms are disgustingly agitated.
It's almost empty. but the arms are more or less keeping it alive. It's basically on the verge of falling apart.
If that's what it takes. It's floating in my pocket.
They only react to active crystals.
Now that's just
I don't think waking this crystal here would be a good idea. The arms would come up in an instant and tear you to pieces. The tower is down again. That isn't what they want. You shouldn't get too close to them.
We're in the upper chamber of the left tower.
You shouldn't get too close.
The middle tower is full of this plague. A little bit farther and I might be able to climb across. That was that.
You shouldn't get too close to them.
that seems
If you extinguish the crystals in the towers, the shield will shrink as well. Perhaps you'll finally be able to get to him then.
O Tsar, goddess of peace, how could you be so wrong? I'll show you all. I will give the world what you could only promise. I don't need armor to be victorious. Nobody can stop me now. Ah!
Princess, what's wrong?
He's in my head.
Has your past caught up to you?
Don't let him confuse you. It's only a game. A dark illusion to break you. None of it is real. Try to think about what you really see, and the deceit will vanish.
That probably isn't magical enough.
It's only an illusion. Tell me what's really here.
Here is... nothing. Here is... a statue. Here is... a torch bracket. Here is... a shield. In this place is... a suit of armor. Here is... a torch bracket. Here is... nothing. Here is... nothing. Here is... torch bracket. In this place is... a torch bracket. Here is... nothing. Here is... a suit of armor. Here is... a shield. Here is... a torch bracket. In this place is... a statue. Here is... nothing. Here is... a torch bracket. Here is nothing. Here is a shield. In this place is a statue. Here is a suit of armor. Sаджа promises love, but what did she give me? We're in the upper chamber of the right tower.
The tower is up again.
It's only just out of my reach. I need to get it closer and farther down somehow. We're in the upper chamber of the right tower.
The tower is down again.
Soft and warm. Perhaps these things are only made of flesh and blood after all.
Very nicely put. They're not easily diverted from their prey. The tower is up again. The tower is down again.
I better not get too close. His protective shield is now small enough.
Cut him loose, Princess.
With pleasure. I better not get... That puts an end to your little spectacle.
Ow! I suppose after all these years you've finally done it. You have defeated me.
Do you really think I spent the last 15 years thinking about nothing other than how to defeat you? You're even more vain than I thought.
I thought you wanted to outdo me.
I'm not here because of you. I'm here so my great deeds can go down in history.
What great deeds?
Don't even start.
As you wish. If words cannot injure you, take this. I thought I would let you win. But if that doesn't matter to you, then I might as well just destroy you. Give up. Your spells have no effect on me. You can no longer move. You belong to me now. What do you think you're doing? Do you really think your paltry magic can touch me in any way? You have won. You have defeated me. You've destroyed the greatest temple the world has ever seen. Death will now rain down on the troops. No one will survive to tell of your terrible deed. Soon, none of what you've done will count for anything. You must be proud of yourself, for you have won. You've defeated me. Only no one will remember.
He's here.
Help!
The shield. I must move it.
I'm wounded. Please, help me.
I have to treat her wounds. The bottle is empty. The bandage is all that I have.
Suddenly, everything was quiet. It was as though Satinav had played a prank and stopped time. An almost endless moment in which Sаджа and the adept just stared at each other. He didn't understand that his rescuing hand was more terrible to her than 1,000 demon tentacles could have ever been. The final admission of her ghastly failure. Suddenly, Satinav snapped his fingers again, and life continued. As he pulled her away, I heard her scream, "Leave me," she called. "Leave me. Take me back." And again, I can't leave him behind. Over and over, quieter and quieter, and ever farther away. It didn't take long, and they had disappeared. And that was that. I was right back where I started. Only one thing was different this time. This time, I was able to remember. Remember a princess who persevered in the face of the most impossible obstacles. It helped that the Gorian Desert is one of the most magical places known to this world. Several astral lines crossed there, and I lay directly among them. I grew ever more powerful, and I practiced and practiced and practiced. After 400 years, I succeeded in refining my spell to the point where I finally found a way to permanently transform my body. I left the desert and set out for Draconia. I had to know what had happened to my princess after our separation. What happened to the only woman who was ever prepared to entrust her life to a shady, magical staff.